So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm chasing the guys that are in charge of my furniture for the past few weeks now. It's been crazy. I really love the congratulating messages. You guys have been so cool. I know that I don't keep nonsense followers or subscribers. No, I don't keep nonsense people in my corner. You people are so lovely. Thank you very much. So today I'm talking about accommodation, you know, what I got my house and all those things, what I feel has changed regarding accommodation within just 2 years. So 1 year plus that I got house initially, and this one, so many things have changed. Hey, I suffered, my dear. I suffered to get this house. Hey, it was hard work. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you are seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Mide Jay and I'm a YouTuber who resides in the UK. And today I'm talking about accommodation in the UK. So in case you don't know any background story regarding myself, I just got to this apartment that I stay now. Okay, everything is not in good shape yet. My background for my main YouTube, you know, and all that has not been set yet because the furniture guys, they've been messing up. People that were supposed to bring stuff in my house, they've been doing all sorts. So I'll just use this background for now. I hope you guys will take it with me or take it from me. I moved houses about a year and 5 months ago. Okay, and it was a studio flat and I was paying about £495 minus bills. My bills were about £250 every month. So in general, I was paying like £750 plus or minus with council tax, electricity, water, internet, and the likes. Okay, and it was a studio flat that we normally call a self-contained back in Africa. I had my own room, one room. It was moderately big. I had a kitchen which was quite big for one kitchen for one person, and I had a toilet and bathroom. It was really absolutely a nice apartment that when I was leaving, I felt like you know, it was really sad to leave that house behind. But now I am in a 2-bedroom flat and getting this house was hard work, guys. It was not easy. When I first started searching for a house, I felt like it's gonna be an easy peasy thing. I felt like it would be a walk in the park because the first house I went to check was the first house I got. But don't forget that area is less populated compared to this area, and this area is known for people that don't want to live in London. If you don't want to live in London and you have a family, just come and live here. It's quite family friendly. So the prayer here is a lot, you know. We started looking for houses, going for viewings. There are some viewings that you will go that you will be scrubbing hand with the next person, like you'll be doing shoulder to shoulder, because you are not the only one coming to view the house. As you are entering the house, some people are entering with you. As you are coming out, people are coming out with you, or entering as you are coming out. You know, it was just a disaster. This place is more populated, and to get a house here was really more stressful compared to the first one I had. And anyways, I always know that to get a house in the UK is not jokes. So this is just my story, and I will tell you what you need to do better or what you don't need to do when looking for a house. Please guys, there's a noise going on. My neighbors, I hope that stops the noise. So now many people now come to the UK due to many reasons, for, you know, student, whatever, for school, for marriage. It's really hard because then I was working and looking for a house, and I imagine students that are coming newly with family from wherever to UK to get a house. I imagine how they cope. It's a lot of work. Now let's talk about the prices. The prices is insane, and apart from the fact that this place is a high cost area, okay, and I'm getting paid for that anyways, even though it's not up to, but it's something. I'm getting paid for high cost allowance, okay, but still it's not the cost of living, of accommodation alone is crazy. The bills in call is insane. You have to have money in your pocket before you even start. Before you move an inch, ensure there is money on ground, because you have to pay deposits. But this house I got, I didn't pay deposits, but I will talk about that later. The disadvantages of not paying deposits. Okay, for sites to get a house, I got this house on Zoopla. So there are many of them. I'll list it on your screen. As you can see, we have Zoopla, we have Rightmove, we have Gumtree, and there are many agencies. It got to a point I had to leave my part of UK to come to this place, even though I've not moved here, to come and be knocking on the agency's doors. And at that point, they were always telling me there was no houses. There was no. And there was pressure on me because I already had a start date for my new job. So if you don't know, I relocated here due to change of job. So I had a start date here, and imagine I've not even gotten the house, and the start date was looking at me, eye to eye, like we were looking at ourselves, high ball to high ball. Some people look for houses 4 to 6 months in this UK before they get somewhere. So let me tell you the logic. The logic is number one, money. Let money be on ground. Number two is that you have to apply pressure. Some people will tell me they're looking for house. When last did you go on Zoopla? 2 days ago, my dear. You're not ready. You are not even ready. To a point, I was sleeping and waking up there. I was sleeping on Zoopla and waking up on Zoopla. Right Move. Did I mention Right Move? And the fact is that Zoopla and all these sites, if there's a house now, if you like, close your eyes and open it. Before you open it, Jack Robinson, someone has taken the house. And let me tell you what I found so annoying. The viewings. I was not living, and it's really hard moving from one part of UK to the other. One of my challenge was that I was living in another part, coming to view houses in another part. At a point, I had to start employing friends and families to come and help me check for the houses. It was not too nice. And what could I have done differently? Till now, I don't really know. There was a day I was off work. I fixed some viewings together. So what I normally do is that I fixed viewings to the same day. I try as much as possible, because sometimes it won't work that way. The agencies will be the one to tell you when they want you to come and view the house, and usually I think they use Saturdays for viewings in the UK these days. So I booked 3 viewings on that day. As I was dressing up, one called me to cancel. I was at the train station. Okay, I said I had 2 viewings. Another one called me to cancel. There was one left. I got to the train station back in London, and then they told me that they've cancelled the 3rd one. Like, what? Oh, and I spent a lot of money to for train down there. I was so vexed. I was so annoyed. Getting a house in the UK is a sport, my dear. Is an exercise. You have to put in your might and power. If you not see, I feel like sometimes even though some people would disagree with this, the pressure you put will determine how soon you get a house. It got to a point when I call the agent, they know me. When I call them, they're like, we know there's no house available yet. Oh, okay, we've not gotten response. And another thing is, when you now go for viewing, let's say, okay, you've gone for viewings, you're now waiting. It's not the agencies that will pick whoever they want to take. Is of course it's the landlord, and that was what happened in my last house too. It was the landlord. Now waiting upon the landlord. Some landlords will take ages, and there you are still going for other viewings, and you don't want to lose on both sides. So the landlord will look at your portfolio. They'll ask you for your names, how many people are staying in the house. They'll look at the job you do. They'll ask you, even before you go for viewing, they'll ask you your pay grade. They want to know if you can afford the house. So that's why I say people that are students coming with 0 income in the UK, 0 credit score, credit history. I don't know how they do it. It's really hard. Even for someone like me, it was hard, let alone someone who is coming from a new land without, with children and kids and wife or husband. They want to know if you can afford the house. When you're doing the checks and all that, that's when you do the credit score check. And the landlord will pick according to portfolio in front of him or her. They'll pick the right person. Not to minus or subtract, guys. I went for more than 15 viewings. It was a disaster. Like, I was always worried, like, will I get a house? And it was not because I was searching for a house that I felt pressured. It was because my work, I had a start date already. And the option I had then was to take my load from where I was staying before to self-storage. So if you don't know, there's a self-storage in the UK where you can pull your stuffs. Maybe you're living in a hotel and you have beds, you have tumble dryers, you have big stuffs. You can put it there, you'll be paying. And then when you get a house, you now move your stuff from the self-storage to the new house. And I didn't want to do that. I just felt like to be a lot of work, a lot of pressure, a lot of financial commitments. Another option I also had, the last option, was to live in the hospital accommodation. The hospital accommodation, the room will be small and minute, as we all know. I was really worried. I have big bed, I have all those things, and if you don't use your things for a while, they begin to deteriorate. What am I even saying? I contacted the hospital accommodation already that I want to stay in the apartment. It was just left for me to pay, and I'm so grateful that eventually I got a house. Guys, you can't believe that when I even got a house, I got 4 offers. I'm not joking. 4 offers. One was even outright, like I didn't want the house. The 3rd one, they've not given us the response, and that was like the one we really like. The 3rd one, no response yet, and that was the one that I was really interested in. The 3rd one, I paid for it. Then the 4th one, I can't remember. I think they chose somebody else. I can't remember. I think it was like a green light, but then I think the landlord gave the house to somebody else. When the one that was interested called me and gave me the house, I was so happy, guys. Like, it was like a heavy burden was lifted off me. I was so happy. The day I came to check the house, it was so beautiful. It was really a nice house, so I knew that if I get it, it will be a blessing. So eventually moving into the house, come and see paperwork upon paperwork. be ready. You will do paperwork, say. If you're already in the system, you already know this. The paperwork, it was crippling. And then I was talking about deposit earlier. This house, I didn't pay any deposit. But its advantage is if you don't pay deposit, they will introduce some things to you. I will not mention the names of the one we used anyways, for confidentiality's sake. But they will send you some applications or some website wherever. So because you don't pay deposits, you have to pay to those websites. It might be just a token, but that token, it will be like, it can still be like 200 pounds. On if you are two people, that will be 200. That's 400. You see that these people are making money. They know what they are doing. And what is the benefit of paying deposits on the part of the landlord? It's so that when you move out of the house and maybe something got spoiled or dismantled or whatever, they will use your deposit money. They will take out of it, or if not all of it, to repair whatever you've damaged in the house. So because they are not taking deposit, they will tell you to pay to that website, the particular one like that. You will pay into them, and they will tell you it's like insurance. They will even make enough money to even pay or repair whatever anyone has spoiled in their house. If you are someone who doesn't really have a lot of money, some people have just 1 month rent, this kind of plan will really favor you. So all you have to do is pay that token and then move into the house. You don't have to pay 6 month rent, 3 month rent, 2 month rent. It's a lot of money when you compare, especially in this part of the UK. People that don't want to borrow money, I see people running helter skelter because they want to borrow money, to pay up for 3 months rent and all that. Sometimes it's a lot of work. But this website I'm talking about, the money you pay, it has gone. If you don't spoil anything, it is not refundable, and I find that so annoying. Another thing I'd like to discuss regarding house hunting in the UK, especially in the southwest and other metropolitan areas in the UK, the fact that people bid for houses. Do you know that people bid for houses? See, this is a very secret. I don't know if I never knew it happens until lately, that when you go to view houses, okay, they will tell you that the house is like let's say 1,004, and someone goes there and tell you, look around, someone like yourself that's also searching for a house, and look around the house and be like, oh, I'll pay 1,600 for this house, and here you are still begging for 1,350. How do you want to compete with that? And I would just say, whenever you go for house viewings, don't feel intimidated, because you might. There were some viewings I went for that people brought big cars and all that. Funnily, I got that particular house. The one that, I felt intimidated, like I might not get a house. But the house was quite small. That's why, I didn't get into it. But I just want you to know that the house that is yours will be yours. Okay? And then you have to leverage. When people say they want to pay 1,450 and you feel like you can afford it, and the house is 1,400, I feel you should go for it if you can afford it. And then make your portfolio fat. Some people use guarantor, what is known as guarantor. For instance, maybe you are getting a house with your partner and your salary is not enough for that house. They might tell you to bring a guarantor. It's possible, especially for students, people on tier 4 visa. The house you want to get is more than you, and you have someone close to you that can be your guarantor. There's a criteria that your agency will provide to you. If your guarantor fits into this criteria, they can actually be your rent or your financial guarantor, whatever they call them. And so the person will put his or her name down and all that, just to be sure that you will pay, you will not run away, or you will not run away, you will not owe debt. Paperwork upon paperwork. The paperwork include your right to rent. They want to see your BRP. If you are a citizen, they want to see that you are a citizen of the country. You have the right to occupy an apartment. Okay, so your BRP, your whatever, they won't ask for your visa, just BRP or your passport if you have a British passport. And then they would ask for your job, what's it called, pay slips. Is it that they check your pay slips, or they will send you a link, follow through, they will get access to see your transactions, your bank transaction, like your bank statement, whatever, just to see that money is dropping by your employer into your account. They just want to know that you have a steady or stable source of income. Basically, they might ask, some of them might ask for reference from your previous landlord, even though I find that so annoying. What if I'm not living on good terms with my landlord? What if my landlord vexed me and that's how I want to move out? So you need a reference from someone that might tell you that I'm not good enough, even though I'm good enough. But then that's why I'm saying that you shouldn't live anywhere with a on a bad note, even though sometimes it's inevitable and it's not your fault. Okay, I think those are the basics, and some other paperwork here and there. You will sign it, your pen, the ink in your pen will want to dry. But apart from that, searching, getting the house and all that, just be patient. I would say patience does it, and pressure. PP, patience and pressure with money. PPM, patience, pressure, and money. If you can have these things, you get a house, you get a good house. And just put your head down, get a house you want. And if it's a 2-bedroom, it's a 1-bedroom, just get whatever you want, and don't go over the board. Get something within your pay grade. For people that have children, I normally say if you're coming to the UK newly and you have sexes, 2 different sexes, you might need to get 2 different rooms with yourself or your husband. That's 3 rooms. You will have a boy room and a girl's room, because in the UK, especially if they are certain age range, they will not allow a boy and a girl to stay in a room. These are the, I talked about that in my previous accommodation video. If you have any question for me regarding accommodation in the UK, this is my experience and some of the advice I feel like you need to make use of. And don't forget those sites I talked about. Don't forget the ppm, patience, pressure, apply pressure, and money. All right, I feel I've talked about everything, but if there's anything you want me to answer in the comment section, I'll be there, I'll read it, and I'll answer you. Okay, I remain your girl Mide Jay. I'm on Instagram in case you don't want to drop a message here, you want to see me on Instagram. I'll leave it on your screen, be specs or Mide Jay on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Snapchat, TikTok at Mide Jay, Snapchat at me specs, any which ways. So please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, give it a big thumbs up. Ultimately subscribe to this channel, you want to be part of this family, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Until then, you know how we do it. Peace and light always. And I forgot to say that I'm enjoying my new house. Okay. See you guys soon. Mwah. Bye. Okay, so I always know that if you want to get a house in the UK, you have to start searching early enough. So many people now come to the feelings been this swing like Django Lover. Now you crash your Ferrari for Lucky Bona. Now so much you make